Hello, hola. I hope you guys been having a great time and all good at your end. So we'll wait for a few minutes for people to join in. So today's sessions, it was not planned. I mean, the session was planned for this week. Because last week I was kind of a little busy because 1 week I was not taking class because my niece had calmed down for vacation. So I was with her. So I had not planned for any sessions. So last week kind of catching up on things which had to be completed. So this week I had planned for the session. And usually I kind of spend some time. So this week's the pattern which we're going to happen, it just happened. It was not planned that I wanted to do it. Sometimes I have some patterns which I want to work on and take it. That's how it works on. But this time it just happened. So this is one of the pattern of my very close friend. So I'm going to use her pattern today. And she had posted this pattern just a couple of days back only. So we're going to work on that. So 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 let's start. So before we start our session, introducing on the tile or we will just do our normal breathing exercise. Just relax ourselves and keep yourself comfortable. And let's do a normal breathing exercise, and then we will do a conscious deep breathing just to relax and calm ourselves before we start our session. So welcome to another session. So let's take normal breathing. So why do we take a normal breathing? Is that we might be doing something, and our breathing could be little faster or kind of stuff. So just make ourselves composed. So let's do a normal breathing. And okay, now the count of 6 we will do a deep breathing. Inhale and exhale. The first 3 deep breathings we will do a normal deep breathing and exhale it out. The last 3 deep breathing I want you to do consciously, bring in a smile by thinking beautiful memories, thoughts and everything, and exhaling out letting go whatever is troubling you, bothering you. Right now for me it's bothering me that I'm not being kind of today kind of it's my find little feeling cold, and I've got this allergy sneeze, so which is being troubling me. So I just want to take that thoughts away from me. So let's exhale out and say let it go, and anything which is bothering with a smile, let's say, and let it go. So let's start our deep breathing. Take a nice deep breath and exhale it out. Take another nice deep breath and exhale it out. Take another nice deep breath and exhale it out. Now when we are breathing in, bring in memories, beautiful memories, thoughts which brings in a smile on your face, and when you exhale it out, just say let it go and exhale whichever is troubling you. So let's bring in a smile on our face and take a nice deep breath and let it go. Once more and let it go. Take a nice breath with all your memories, which brings in a bigger smile on your face. Let's go. And let go. Before we open our eyes, let's say thank you, show our gratitude. Anything, the stationery which we're going to use, the internet, or whomever you want to have at the, give a gratitude from your heart and mind, and slowly open your eyes. Thank you. Great to see you, Dr. Akansha. Long time I have not seen you. Okay, these are the tools what we're going to use. This is a small note which says that I'm a certified Zentangle teacher to teach this beautiful art form called Zentangle, and I'm certified from the Zentangle Inc, the creator of this art form, Maya Avanith. So that's a small note, and this also tells that whatever sessions I'm taking, it's completely owned by me. No further use by you for teaching or any other purpose. It's not allowed. This is the sole purpose of mine. And so the tools what we're going to use a tool is a Zentangle tile, which is a 3.5-inch tile. And if you do not have this 3.5-inch tile, you could use, it's a textured nice good and acid free paper. If you do not have these 3.5-inch tile, you can use a normal paper, normal art paper, or your journal, your sketchbook, or a good cardstock which can absorb ink because it doesn't bleed. You can even use a normal, if you do not have anything, you just want to relax now, you can use any of your normal, even your printing paper which you use for your from your printer, you could use that. And the stationaries what we are going to use, the pens what we are going to use, the tools which we are going to use, the other two tools what we are going to use is going to be Sakura micron pen. If you do not have the Sakura micron pen, you can use any normal pen which will help you you could use like these Uniball jelly pen also is good. The reason we recommend Sakura pen, we have seen that it is archival quality is really good, and they really, some of the pens which are with alcohol and everything, they vapor, they evaporate and then they become dull, your work gets dull. So but however here you will not face it, because I have seen my work, my own work, which was the last 5 years, they've been like bright. I'm going to use another pen which is little, I'm going to use this identity pen because I'm going to use a little filling. So I might be using this because I need a little filling to be done today, inking, which is what we call it. So these are the tool, and then we're going to use these two, which is most important, is your graphite pencil and from the Zentangle, and a Tortillon or a stub. The reason we say the graphite pencil, you can use a normal graphite pencil or a Tortillon or a stub. These two are primarily, either one you can use it, or you can even use a earbud. The reason we use these two in the end, that gives you the magical effect to your art form, bringing a three-dimensional effect to your art form. So that's what we use these two tools. So we just going to use, if I look at it, it's going to be only a 4 product. It's going to be my paper, pen, pencil, and a stub. Right? So let's go. So today's card was no mistake. So let's go with a no mistake and let's practice. So this pattern is called as 2M and 3F. So we've done this. M stands for Muka and this stands for flux. So we've done this pattern. This is little different. So we're going to mix these patterns and then we're going to do it. And this is by my best friend Sandy Kelly. Sandy Kelly, she's a Certified Zentangle Teacher, CZT. And believe me, she's done certification around 4 times. I mean, that's the passion she has it. So this is very nice pattern. So the Muka is like this. That's how it is. It's like a 9 you draw and then you can go about it. And flux is like a leaf. That's it. These two are the patterns, which is, I call it as your, these are the elements which we are going to use, mix together and make the pattern. So it's very simple. If you think about it as a 9 and then you bring it out here, right? And you can do a little curvy one. You can do anything on it. This thing, it can be anything of that sort. So right, so we're going to mix this. So it's going to be a grid pattern, and our grid is going to be so I'm just going to draw right. It's if it is little slender, they come out really well. And our pattern is not going to be, grid is not going to be square. It's going to be a kind of a rectangulish. Right, and from here, right from here, we're going to use the Muka to come around, and then we're going to do the next Muka down, and then we're going to have 2 fluxes coming out here, right? The same way we're going to do this on the opposite directions. The reason I chose no mistake is that if you not I have not been comfortable drawing Muka for a very long time. The last 1 year is what I've got the Muka. So it's okay. If it comes in different form, it's fine. That's not a problem. So no problem. Right? So it's going to be this. Right, so now what happens is that we will go ink on one, this way. In the other one we will go and ink on the outer side. If you can draw your little flux on the upper side, then or you can just do the same way on either side, you can do it. But I like the way she had done it, one side this way and the other side. But I'm going to just do a twist on this, is that I'm not going to do the same like this. I'm going to give it a twist by drawing it like this, right? So I'm going to draw a See, I'm not comfortable drawing my mocha with my paper and my pen like this, so it's this. So this is the our swatch card. So this is the swatch card of our pattern, right? So we're going to use that. So are we good with this? So let me just check. Can we go to our tile? So we're going to use these two elements, your mocha and flux. So it's going to be 2 mochas, so that's why 2 mocha and 3 flux. So that's where it is. See, 1, 2, 3 and 2 mochas. Right? So let's go with our tile, I think. So let's draw our grid, our string. So I'm just going to put 4 dots. So I'm just drawing my 4 dots and if your border can be straight, can be little curvy, not a problem. It can be little. Right, now I'm going to draw, see, I'm going to try to draw 2 out here and 2 out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a center, very light center line, okay, which will make me draw 2 dots out on either side to divide it. So I get 2 halves out here, 1 half out here, 1 half out here. Now then I go back and take the center point of this and I kind of join off. And I take another center part here, and I just join off. And we don't use tools. In Zentangle, we don't use tools. We try to do it freehand. So I'm going to do 1 out there, another grid out here. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 and a 2. And this is going to be my, yeah, I can do it. So this is going to be my string. So basically we use strings to do our work. So I have defined my string. So this is going to be my string. I'll just bring it a little closer and show. So I've not done a square grid. I've kind of done a little rectangular grid. They're not uniform. That's fine. There's going to be 2 lines. It's okay because they all will get hidden when we are drawing it. So, right. So this is going to be my string and we're going to work on this. So I'm just going to leave the swatch card out here and I'm going to just leave our no mistake message for us. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm just going to go here, and if you're a little not comfortable, right, you can just go and do a light to give you that confidence. Just do a light pencil to start, to give you that confidence. You can just go ahead and do that. Right, we're going to do another one out here. I will be keep rotating my tile because that's only makes me comfortable to draw. Right, and then I'm going to draw the flux out here. Right, and I'm going to draw my another flux out here. If it's going little beyond, that's fine. So I'm going to go ahead. Now I'm going to do a pen. If I'm still not comfortable, I go back to pencil, don't worry. Right? So this one is getting repeated. So you're having a same pattern getting repeated to get a beautiful tile. Right? Now I'm going to turn my tile. Okay, and I'm going to just go about doing it in this way. So I'm going to just go around. So I just go without putting my pen onto my paper. I just in air I try drawing it, and then I go back. Right, here we go. So it's going to be the same pattern which is going to be repeated. So that's what in Zentangle it teaches. Even if it's going to be repeated, we are not going to get bored. We're going to, because we want to know how our end result is going to be, and that's going to keep us catching. That's the surprise which is going to keep us match. And this pattern I was doing it for the first time. So if you see on my swatch card, I kind of had mistake oops thing. So that's okay. I continued with it. To get the thing onto it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that I'm going to ink this side, so that and I'm going to ink this part. Okay, so when I come back, I'm going to do that part. Now when I'm going here, I'm going to repeat. See, I can either go back and do the same thing out here. So I'm going to do the same one. So my first and my third is going to be the same. That's why this double line is going to get completely it's not going to be a bother for me. It will get disappeared now. And Zentangle teaches us that no mistakes. So if they are the same, little different, they need not be symmetric. And I'm using a little broader pen, 05. So as I give pressure, I give it a little, and when I need it little, I have that. I'm not using a fine one. Alright. So she's going to, and actually she had seen some show on a TV, and behind on the pillar she found this kind of, so she worked around it. That's how this pattern came up. It's okay, I've drawn it kind of a little drawing as a behind one, so that's fine. Right? So it's going to give it look nice, beautiful. So I'm going to finish this part and then we'll go to this part. So the inking part we will do it. So then you can get to see when I don't do the inking, then you can do a comparison out here. Right, so we're just going to use where I need to little do a bigger one. I'll be using because it's a really broad, where that's little fine one. So at that particular place I will get back to my pen, because where there's a larger space, see I have this huge, so it's easy to fill it up. So if you're not comfortable, just do the center part, leave the edges, and in the edges you can use the normal pen and then go about doing it. And I repeat the same strokes. So like it's easier, because that also brings in a kind of a lot of focus. And if you want more focus, then you do one pattern, one grid. Right? So let's finish it here also. So you can see it looks really inked up kind of a stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the, so this is going to be our, because I'm going to ink the inner center, right? So I'm just going to go, I just did the border. So take your time, pause, and then do it. So we've done the inner part, because your external is this one. So we're just going back and just checking it. So hi Julia. So I'm going to do it without inking out here, so you can get to see what inking brings think through your artwork. So now that we've done, I'm just going to ink this line out here, which is going to be my central part, right? Now we're going to use this part, right? Like to be more comfortable, so I'll just start off with a pencil to give me my confidence. So 2 more cars I've drawn. I'm going to draw my third muka. This is going to be my flux, right? So I'm going to go again I'm going to draw my muka out here. Like I said, this is a pattern by my best friend Sandy Kelly. Okay. I'm just going to go turn my tile. I'm just going to go turn my tile. And when you draw this, which I showed in my practice, just think about it as to be number 9 when you're drawing, and that makes easier when you're drawing your muka. And if you are not, muka is not your friendly one, then do it in pencil and then come back to just etch it on with the pen. So now can you see, compare it? Can you see how just that inking made a lot of difference? Now the third one will come with the shading. And I'm just going to go here, right here today, drawing the second muka out here of the second on the other grid, just breaking the monotony. When you do that, actually it kind of catch you on this one, because you are like on a flow and it catches you on, so you have to be a little more focused. So sometimes doing that on your stroke builds in more confidence and more focus. Right? It's a very simple pattern, looks complex, but when you break it down and then do it, it is so and it needs a lot of focus, like I was talking out here, so kind of my strokes have become a little different. So that's why we say take your time and then do. You see the difference between this side to this side? So let me draw the line out here also. So can you see the inking and you're not inked, right? Let's draw a small parallel line, the aura. And if you see, I'm drawing with the pen with a very light stroke, so the pen is on the broader end. Here I'm just going to do something, just play around. Okay, so I'm just going to play. It's going to take a little time because I'm just doing a crisscross of thread, nothing, very simple one, just doing a crisscross of thread. It's not a pattern or anything, just but just remember that it has to go up. I'm not sure whether this can be a pattern or there is an existing pattern. I'm not sure. Let's go behind it. If you don't want to do it and if you find this to be a little challenge, just ignore it. You can just shade it up and do that. Just going here. Just going to mark there, because it's going to come here. That's the mark, I'm leaving it. So I'm just going like the way we tie our shoelace. So it's coming from that idea. So I just, if you remember, just watch it. I'm going and marking mine so that I can know where my landing space is going to be. That's it. It's a very simple pattern, and now we go to the next stage of inking it up. So can you see that? The difference out here. Right, so now I'm going to again go back and ink it, and I'm just going to do this and this, so it's going to be the same way out here. So this is going to be outer side, just going around the outer edge. Made that as a border for me. Like I said, I repeat it. If you're not comfortable doing it in these small spaces with these broad pen, just do a little right in the center. Leave the edges to be done with your normal pen, or you can use the other side of the nib also, which is little thin. So I'm just going to draw the tip, ink the corner also. Take it to the edge if you're comfortable, otherwise do just the center part of it. Right, let me just bring it out here. Right, so we just done the inner part, and let's do this inner part also. Just remember, we are not going to do this, so be conscious. Pause and then ink it, because if you go with the flow, you will end up inking up the space. Right, see, I was talking to and then I went with the flow, so it's fine. So we're going to do this side, it's going to be this way. So my thoughts went in for something, and we were supposed to ink the inner side. So that's why we say we need to be focused. Right? So given that this happened, right, that we had this, so this is going to be there, no mistake was there. I think it was done subconsciously, so it's okay. We're going to have two different sides, and this has been this is a session which we are doing it for. So right, so how this is going to look and how both sides, right? So now we're going to just shade. We're just going to do the edges of the flux. That's fine, we are not going to. Now that we have done, and I just want to show you, I had done the same thing in a tan tile, a Renaissance tiles. So I'm going to just shade the flux. I'm just going to do on either side of it, of the leaves. I'm just bringing a little graphite. And I said I will show you how we're shading one side of shading and the other side without shading. So we will stop once we've done with the flux and the mocha. I'll just do this side alone. You can do any way, the way you want to do your shading. It's not that you need to do this. I'm just showing one of the way which right. Now we'll go to the flux, the mocha. So I'm just going to go on one side which is on the down side. I'm just going to put little graphite. A little of the graphite, not too much. I'm just going to go smoothen it up. Smoothening it up. If you feel, when you're doing your mocha, if you feel your flux needs a little smoothing, just go ahead and do it. So we're kind of right. So we give a little more to it by just doing a little more graphite. Now can you see the difference between your shaded side and your non-shaded side? You can see a huge difference to your shaded side and your non-shaded side, right? And then what we're going to do is here, we're just going to go down a little down below, little below. We're just going to go, just going to draw your line. Right? We're going to do the same thing out here. Not going to do very dark. Okay. So now we come back here again. Now that you've seen the differences between the shaded, and that's the magic of shading, is what you've understood it. So now we go back and I'm going to shade right from down. So I'm just going to go and we don't put pencil, you put it on your pencil to get a kind of a different effect out here. Like I say that in my most of my class, if you feel and you need, you can just join my onion shadings, which brings you confidence. So you can message me if you're interested. Do you like the today's style? Okay. So I'm just going to go and do a little more of my shading on this. How did you like today's style? I find little out here that it is not straight. I'm just going back. Do you like the session? Was it easy? Sorry, I didn't understand. CRN zip, no CV. If you can show it in emoticon, maybe I can understand. Okay, gracias, muchas gracias. Tile bello, fantastica. So you can see the difference. Thank you. So we just played with this pattern, and we played with 2M and then 3F. So you can, it's not that you need to this way, you can do this way also. So okay, yeah, since we did this way, so let's complete it in this way. So let's so see you next week, next Tuesday. And see you all. Have a nice week. Ciao.